Well, the monetization and banning and censorship just keep coming. It just basically, the fight continues. But before we start, thank you for tuning in. My name is Zane. Welcome to this edition of Man with the Show. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks to our new subscribers, those who have liked our videos, those who have shared our videos, and also those who have basically help support this channel. It is very, very difficult these days to keep channels running like this. These channels, they're not free. Things cost money, equipment, maintenance, electricity. Some of us have offices that basically we run this stuff out of mini studios. Some YouTube creators have staff. They got to pay staff. We want to bring a bigger staff here on us. I mean, we want to do more and more episodes. We want to do more and more shows. We have a whole listing of shows that we want to bring here, but we don't have the staff, whether it's the voice staff, whether it's showrunners, people to host these shows, people to write, people to do research. I want to bring in some animators also, but I can't do that. It's only a few of us, and we're handling too much. We're overwhelmed at this time period. So when you hit that support button and you go down you buy a t-shirt at Teespring, or you hit a couple bucks on Streamlabs, if you're able to do it, I would appreciate it. Because basically this will come to us and pay, for the things we need here. And it's the same thing with any other young creator. If you're able to give it to Kitten Academy, that helps them. Or, Hero High, or That Umbrella Guy, or even this gentleman that we're going to be talking about today. His name is Sean Woods. And basically he has a channel. And I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I've watched a couple of it, and I got a little cringy too. There's one thing is I hate rats. I just really, really do. Probably that's why I love cats. Because they're the natural enemy on there, and they just really I get cringy on them, especially when you live in New York, when you see them giant size, just really, 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 really big ones on there. I consider I lived in the South, and possums weren't that big of a problem with us. Even though I have possums near where I live, and raccoons and deer, but we got a lot of rats too. But this guy, he has a show that basically like I said, his name's Sean Woods. He has a channel that basically shows different mousetraps from all over the place. Some of them get sent to him, some of them he buys, he tries them out, he shows you how they work. Some of them are humane, some of them are not so humane, as you'd say. Some of them kill the rats and mice. It captures it and he releases it. He lives, I guess, out in the out in the boonies on a farm or something. I'm not certain if it's a farm or just that he's way out wherever he is. I don't know exactly where he's at. He has about 1.1 subscribers on there. So it goes to show how popular his channel is. He's not where we're at, where we're barely just getting to that 100th subscriber. But that means he's been around for a while. But he is providing a service for the community. We have places like New York, in California, that has a rat infestation. What he's showing is, how to get rid of them. Here in New York, we also have what we call a rat patrol. They go around the city with highly trained dogs, and they send these dogs in, and they're all different sizes of dogs. It's not like pit bulls or anything like that. They're all different types of dogs, and they're trained to hunt for rats and mice. And what they do is they grab them, bite down on them, and bring them back, and bring them back to the handler. because it gets to a point. There are some areas in New York, it's at night, they come out like in multitudes. If you've seen that video in the subway where the rat grabbed the pizza and he's running around with the pizza, that does happen on a daily basis in New York. You always got to be careful when you're pulling the garbage out that you don't shake on there. I used to have a friend, and this is back when I lived in New Jersey, and me and him, we were co-workers. He's a truck driver, and the company I used to work with, I was the forklift operator for a while. It was my side job, and he had 2 trucking jobs. He had the trucking job with the company I was working for, and he also worked for the McDonald's plant with the bread. Now, before you think about it, no, don't worry. There's no rats in the bread on there. But basically, he was hired to pick it up, bring it to each individual store. But then also he has to bring the trays back. Now, the thing about it is, when you get up into certain parts of New York, like up in the Harlem region, basically you do have a high multitude of rats, and that's what a lot of them are up in that direction. Not saying that they're bad neighborhoods. It's just that basically that part of New York, you have a lot of caverns, you have a lot of subways, you have the Long Island Railroad. I mean, there are many, many different places where they can hide. And one thing he told me is that you have to kick the unit before you put it back on the truck, because they're left outside for a bit for him to pick up. Once he drops it off, they're outside. Some of them decide to hang on to the bottom section on there, and he ends up putting it back on the truck, and they're on the truck. And this happens, and it only doesn't happen to food places. It happens to many different companies that they're in the trucks themselves. Because you have to remember, a lot of places where the trucks park are near the dumpsters. Whether it's a clothing store, food place, or anything like that. And you always have to be careful when you're reloading back your truck with empty items to bring back to the warehouse, that make sure you don't have anything, any hitchhikers. But getting back to this, Sean has been demonetized on YouTube because of his content, and now Vimeo has terminated his channel. It's hard to make money on YouTube, and for him to lose also his Vimeo channel, that's going to make it much harder for him, because I think he pays a lot of his bills on that. And the thing is, where he lives, the way he uploads, it takes time for him to upload. He does not have a solid Wi-Fi service out there, and that's a big problem where he's at. And a lot of places in the Midwest also, it's not like where, like here in New York, we got a great signal. I'm uploading in minutes. I can get the show up in minutes, depending on how busy the servers are at YouTube and BitChute. BitChute's a little bit more slower because they're newer. But with YouTube, I get it up in minutes. It takes him a while, but he puts a good show. It's a good, informative show. And what it is that they're telling people that because it's the content is a cruelty to animals. Rats are vermin. I'm sorry. This must be coming from PETA, because unfortunately we have a major rat population problem. We need to curb that down. I mean, you're already hearing on the West Coast, typhoid and the Black Death are sort of almost hinging its way back into this country. We've never had it in this country, but basically it's starting to hinge its way here. And it's, a lot of it's basically because of the rat population. During the Dark Ages, they blamed the cat, because they thought cats were evil, and they killed all the cats. And what happened? You had all the rats there, and that's where the disease was, and a lot of people died. So banning this guy is just crazy, because you also have the same problem on the other end with Project Veritas. Project Veritas has also been pretty much terminated from Vimeo, because they're saying that basically, third parties are basically flagging because of what it said. They're an information news gathering site. They're investigative news. You wouldn't do this to Dateline if they're doing, about pedophiles and stuff like that, which is news gathering. It's like, oh, but that's something different. No, it's not. It's pretty much the same. They're gathering news. The main reason why all of this coming down is with Veritas is because they've exposed, Google, Alphabet, YouTube for doing wrong against us young creators, against the YouTube creator family. Guys like here, Sean Woods, he's getting banned because basically people don't like, they are a small minority that don't like his videos. Fine, change, don't click on the video. Don't watch it, don't click on it. Plain and simple. He's giving informative information to the consumers. Because I know there's many people out there who do look for rat traps that are humane, and some of them just want to get rid of them, and they get the inhumane ones. You want to get rid of them quick, and this is how you do it. And then you have people that don't like what some people say in the news. When you have investigative reporting that Project Veritas, they've been spot on what's been going on. And, you're going to tell me you want to ban them because some third party was like, well, they used me in a video on that. They tried suing them for that. And you know something? They won the case. Because basically, they said, well, it's been edited, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, here's the 2.5 hour footage. It's 2.5 hours long. This, the person, and I believe it's the person from Google that probably threw the third party up on there. This person spoke for 2.5 hours. The raw footage is 2.5 hours. How much more was said on there? There must have been a lot on there, and they're probably going to release the rest of it. They'll probably release the whole 2.5 hours, if they haven't yet. So comment below. Tell me how you feel about this. I mean, like I said, taking Project Veritas aside, this guy, gives information to the community. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, he is giving informative information. And some of it's real cool because he goes into old traps, real old stuff. I don't know where he gets it from, but some of the there's like some old classic stuff, and they still work. Because, he uses hidden cameras on there. People say, well, he's being cruel. He's killing everyone. No, he has his own, and like I said in another episode, he has his own pets. And they're rats and mice. He has his own pets, and, he does respect animals. Is that sometimes when you have vermin, you have to take care of them in certain ways. And, most of the time, when he captures the ones in the humane ones, he goes far away from his home and he releases them back into the wild. How much more do you want done? Probably these people didn't even see his video, and they see Mousetrap, and they just, on the line in the description, and they're like, oh, he must be killing mice on there. I bet money on that. They didn't even see his videos. I mean, like I said, some of it is cringy because, if you don't like mice, and, the hackles on the back of your neck just come up and you're like, ugh. It's like watching, if you ever watch the movie Ben or Willard, like my mother can never watch those. She just really hates any movie where there's like a ton of rats in it. She's just like, ugh. So comment below. Don't forget, we are on mindsandgab.com. where you can comment there, subscribe there. We're on BitChute. If you don't see a particular video, come over to BitChute. We'll have it there. You can watch it at your leisure. Subscribe to us there. You could even, and we talked about supporting, you can even click on there. You can send money to me via PayPal. Right on there. It's secure. It's secured. All the just to give you a bit behind here, and I didn't discuss this. When you're going to Streamlabs or to Teespring, you're sending to me secure. It is secure. It is safe on there. I mean, if you don't want to do it through Teespring and buy a t-shirt, you know, check out the Streamlabs or through BitChute. They're right direct to PayPal, and eventually we'll probably do a PayPal site as soon as I'm able to, like I said, as soon as I'm able to hire someone that will be able to build us a website. So until 10 p.m. and like I said in the earlier show, last night's 10 p.m. episode is tonight's 10 p.m. episode that we didn't air last night. So do check us out. We'll be back tomorrow. Once again, Thursday we will not be here. It is a holiday. We will be taking an early shift off, and we'll be back on Monday. So we'll have a nice little longer weekend, but we will be working through the weekend, so you might see some things pop up every once in a while. So subscribe, like, support, share. We'll see you later tonight.